Is that moving? I think it might be moving. So I'll start talking. Thank you both for coming again to listen. Thank you. Why would you do that? It's not important. I just wanted to say thank you actually, because I can't tell you. I mean, I posted a couple of things the other night where I wasn't ranting about something in particular. I thought, no, just go and talk. So this is what I did. But I was going to want to watch that. But apparently some of you haven't. Thank you so much. But I can't tell you and express to you. I can tell you about it, but it's going to be quite difficult for me to. I'm doing something underneath the camera, but I'll try and hold it up a bit. There you go. I can't tell you how good it made me feel that someone, just one person, because that's my goal in life actually, really. When I started to have a talk, I thought, well, if just one person listens and thinks, oh, that kind of resonates with me, I'll look into that or do, and it might change what they do or how they think in some small way, minute way, doesn't matter how much, then job done. I'm a pretty happy boy. So it looks like there might be chances of that happening. That's kind of very similar in a way to, I'm 53 years old, and on my 50th birthday I kind of thought I'm going to spend the rest of my life, which might not be very long. Now your doctor gives you like some tablets, my doctor's given me a tablet every day for the rest of my life. Well, yeah, what's wrong with that? Well, he's only given me 5. It's that kind of thing, you know. It's like, how long have you got? I don't know. But I'm that be now till the end of time, but certainly my time. However long that might be, I just wanted to save one child, just one child from a needless death, if I could. Because I've been reading all this stuff, you know, like I've ranted about this, I know, not necessarily in here, but I've ranted about that kind of thing. Babies, children, our kids, our future, that's because they're our future, you know, and I just wanted to, if I could save just one child, only one would do, only one. Is there such a thing as only one child? Of course not. But if I could, like for example, I thought to myself, if I could just, I don't know, walk to I don't walk to Tesco's, but anyway, if I could walk to the shop and I saw this child running around and I could think to myself, that child's alive because of me, partly because of me, you know, even not what 10% of why they're alive today, because they shouldn't be, is because of me. That would make me just feel brilliant, and that was my goal in life. So at the time I was teaching, and I don't do alcohol, as you know, and I didn't have anything other than that last night apart from my roll-up, so I'm going to cough quite a lot tonight, I expect, because this is not just alcohol. It's kind of a funny colour actually. Oh, why isn't it brown? Why is it green? It's almost the same colour as my Rizzler papers, but anyway. Went to see a friend of mine, very, very nice man, and his lovely wife and his lovely 2 children, gorgeous family. I've just come back from up there actually, but not on the sort of way round and whatever. I thought, oh no, I'll go and have a talk and smoke one of these. I branded these, by the way. They're called Epiphany Pluses. Right, it's not just roll-ups, because sometimes, you know, you have a, or it does for me anyway, I smoke one of these and something will dawn on me. Oh my goodness, I hadn't thought of it like that. I haven't made that connection before, because I guess everything that there is out here is, it's some kind of connection, isn't it? That seems to be rolling, yeah. Yeah, the video's rolling and the what's name's rolling. So on the way round to see my friend, or on the way back, one of the two, because I don't say which, I kind of got some of this. Yeah. And I don't do alcohol, and I've just got a problem with that. It's just a personal thing. It's just me, from my own personal experiences. It's anathema to me. It's the opposite of what you should have to succeed and achieve. You know, which is what everyone, you've got to achieve in this world and do all that thing. But so this is going to be, I guess this will end up being part 3. Well, those that watch this will have a title above at the top, wouldn't it? Somewhere up there. It'll probably say something like part 3 of just me talk. Too quickly away in brackets. I'm going to think of different words if I can every time, just that bit at the end. That'd be fun in itself, wouldn't it? And I don't know. I also thought, let me just show you this if I may. Oh, I made a list of things which I've not paid any attention to. These aren't rants about politics and money and all that stuff, because I do that, as you know, but I'm not in these sort of just me talking things. I don't want to do that at all. I just want to just talk. So I thought, well, there's a few things that you could talk about, and I did actually sit and watch, because I don't watch them back if I can help it. I don't want to. I just want to record them and put them out, because it's just me talking. That's it. And it's kind of like my philosophy on life, the universe, and 42 is the answer, apparently. That kind of thing, you know, the meaning of life and the universe. I'm not going to go into that right now. I might do later. I'm going to digress and go off and talk about all sorts of things that I expect. In fact, as I'm talking now, there's all these little things coming off in my head. I can't help it. It's just I've been like that ever since I've grabbed hold of that fire that time. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the electric part of my name. You know, my sort of, what do you call it? Everything's got a name, hasn't it? The handle, I guess it's called, isn't it? ElectricBishop. I used to play chess online. I like chess. I just like having to think about things sometimes. You know, I'm not too good at watching the odd TV. A few programs I do quite like. Judge Judy's one, a favourite of mine in particular. I don't know why. It just appeals to me. I like that. And Come Dine With Me, that's another one I like. But not much else. I mean, I don't do any of the like soap stuff. I can't do that. They don't really appeal to me. I've tried. I thought, well, if all these people are watching it, why don't you watch it for a week or 2 weeks, see what happens. So you kind of watch it for 3-4 days, and then you do actually. I did find myself getting, wow, I can't wait to see if he's going to stab and murder. But it just seemed like the same old thing, and it was always people talking behind other people's backs and plotting and scheming. And, and I just thought to myself, you're just a cynic might turn around and say that's just the powers that be kind of trying to express to people, look, that's what happens in the real world. People are plotting behind your back. Watch out. Shut your door. Put a lock on your door. Lock your car up. Keep yourself to yourself. Your family to your family. Don't integrate with other people. Don't be doing that. And I think that's what it's up to. Another thing I thought about that. Oh, I'm getting into politics now. Don't be doing that. About that actually, which is kind of somewhere I'm going to go at some point. I'm just going to have a quick peeky. I've got my glasses on to do this. I won't. One of the videos I posted last to cut off near the end, and I just thought, oh, there's it wasn't much. There's about 30 something about session player and talking about this, is it safe thing, you know. And the last 30 seconds went, because basically the end of that story was that the guy was dead chuffed at the end, and so I kind of, it wasn't a strategy, but I tend to try things out and see how they work. I mean, how are you going to know if something's going to work or not unless you try it? And judge it for yourself, or by if you can, by some sort of yardstick that makes sense. It's a real thing, not just an opinion. I don't do opinions. You know, if you've got an opinion, I don't see them as opinions. To me, it's more of a finding. It's something that I've discovered through all the things that have happened to me and all that stuff. I discover it in my life, you know. So what was I putting on here? Move on to something else, Robert. I mentioned Timothy Ferris, I think, didn't I? About reading books, audiobooks, and I was talking about Timothy Ferris. The main reason I like that so much is because it's him reading it. And at the moment I was listening to Brian Greene as well. Brian with Greene is his surname. Just go and have a look if you want to. Douglas Adams, of course. I've got all his stuff, books, and he's reading most of those. And I've got books about Michio Kaku, you know, the Japanese guy, who's Japanese American guy, and Richard Feynman, who's probably my biggest hero, I would say. Richard Feynman's my biggest hero. He's not around anymore, sadly. But he is, because everything that's in your computer, my computer, and all this stuff, it wouldn't be like that if it wasn't for him. Okay, oh, because he sussed out it all worked. Well, how are we going to make it go from there to there? How are we going to do that? So he figured it out. I can't even begin to explain to you how he did that. He's just brilliant on that front. And Krishnamurti, although I don't listen to him very much, but I suppose he's much more on the lines of like Martin Luther King, Dr. King, you know, the guy who got shot. One of these guys that started pulling people together. Bang! Can't have him doing that. These people have got a lot of money invested into this kind of system. That was Bill Hicks's thing. He had this little talk thing that he'd do last 45 seconds of his show. Bill Hicks, the American comedian, very much on a par with George Carlin. Two of my favourite American comedians. In fact, they're probably the two most favourite. But do look into that. You might have an epiphany with that. I haven't smoked much of this. Right, so let's have a... I'm just sitting here thinking, seeing as something pops into my mind, or cross my mind, because that's not a very long journey. It kind of gets in and gets out, it's gone. It doesn't take it very long to get across my mind. I've written there, I've written down equivalence, electricity, magnetism. Oh yeah, I was trying to talk about a bit of that. That fascinates me. The fact that you can see me and I can see you, and you can hear me and I can hear you. I wish I could. Please feel free to link to me. My ElectricBishop is my Skype name as well. I'm very happy, and I'd love to talk to you. I don't do the telly thing. I don't want to do that. There's certain things like I've got to get on with. You know, I need to feed myself. So how do you do that then? Well, you go and earn money, politics, money. Don't get into that, Bob. All right. So this equivalence thing, mass, energy, some equivalence, same thing. And electricity, magnetism, that's the same stuff as well. And light, in fact, electricity, magnetism, and light, it's all the same stuff. So I was talking about how we could interact electronically, all these electrons flipping near now, because that's all everything it is, to be honest. There isn't much else out there. There's no such thing as nothing, it seems, as well. To figure about that one, that's sort of philosophy, and I try and avoid that if I can. Because if you can't explain something, I mean, realistically, in real terms, I mean, what's going on there? What's that? Because that's jiggling up and down. Because that's everything. That's all everything's doing. It's just jiggling. Some of it jiggles that way. Some of it jiggles that way. Jiggles that way, and jiggles the other way. That's why you have like electrons and particles. They have a thing called a spin. I'm trying to get my head around that at the moment. If I ever get anywhere near sussing it out, I'll try and share it with you. But don't hold your breath. Kind of. So, I've been E equals mc squared. Why? Something. Oh yeah, y squared. Why is it E equals mc squared? This is me saying it, or whenever I was sat there thinking, well, why is it? So I'll go and get myself a book. So I found a book by David Bodanis on an autobiography of E equals mc squared. Okay, so I went through that, because these things, if on an audio book, I mean, they can be up to 16 hours. So you only get to hear it if I'm going to go and have a sleepy and stuff. But he basically explained the history of how people found out what energy was, and then what mass was, and speed of light, c, that's what the c is, speed of light, which I'm sure you know. But why squared? It bothers me a bit. I thought, why is it squared? You know, he explains it in this book. And do you know who figured out, or one of the people that actually really made a big step, this stepping up thing I would keep talking about in my sort of Occupy rant movies? Feel free to look at them. And if you want to change the world, do have a look at them, and just only for the reason that there's links on there. You can go and see someone who knows what they're talking about, talk about stuff, as opposed to some prat like me rabbiting on. You don't know what you're talking about, mate. Oh, yeah, I know that, but at least I've spoken. I used to say this to all musicians I worked with. At least you can't say I haven't told you. Oh, you never told us that, Bob. Well, because I would have done. The fact that you've taken no notice of me at all, it's your decision, and you're totally your own prerogative to make that. And I say to people, look, please consider that, and for as long as you give it as much time as you think it deserves, including none at all. But don't ever turn around to me and say, well, you never told us that, Bob, because at least I would have told you. Please take as much notice as you like. Like I say, so why is E equals mc squared? Why is it squared? So this lady, who is a lady, brilliant, about the same sort of time as Marie Antoinette, you know, when I got her head chopped off at the Bastille, which wouldn't happen nowadays for reasons I've spoken about elsewhere. And her name was Emily de Châtelet. That's E-M-E-L, Emily, E-M-I-L-L-I-E for Emily, de, D-U, Châtelet, C-H-A-T-A-L-A-Y. And there's a couple of grave accents on some of those and whatever, but you can get that, as long as you get that roughly into Google, it'll come up with a page probably for Wikipedia, and just go and have a peek at her. She was one of the people that figured out why it's squared. This woman, she's apparently a gorgeous woman as well. I'm so impressed with this woman. I would love her to still be here now, but like Marie Antoinette, she was put under the old guillotine, you know. They chopped her head off, in fact. So it's just going on a bit now. So, I don't know, I'm going to keep this a little bit short, because I lost this bit on the end of last night, so, or the other night. So I'm going to just cut this, and I will promise I'll come back to you. Not quickly, because it takes a while to process it and do that, but there'll be a part, what's after 2? This will be part 3 then, 4. So be a part 4, and I don't really want to make notes. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to talk, but maybe it might make sense, I guess. I'm going to try it like this, and if I can stand it, look back at it and see what I think. You know, like I was saying earlier, just make it your own decision yourself. You know, is it better like that or is it better like that? Pff, I don't know. Try both ways and then make an objective choice afterwards. I'll come back to you. This will be number 4. I love everybody who's watching, and thank you for making me feel as good as I feel at the moment, for listening to my ramblings. Thank you so much. I'll come back.